Follow my steps.
Oh. Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We're the new crew of the next door theatre company. One you saved in Canabras. Yes, back when you wasn't your commanderness yet. Commanderness. As you can see, we've come on our campaign. We've come on the campaign with you. We've signed up to clean pots, mend soldiers' clothes, and keep us theatre exclusive, as we have to take side jobs. But we don't stop what we're doing. We're going to put our play on the legendary feats. Of course, the crowd's scene are different, and we can't find the people to play the hordes of demons, and we decided against using ritual summons to real demons. Likely we have Master Kerr investigated to solve the problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned out village. We put the piglets in a box and scare them a little, and the sound they make is just like a little approaching demon horde. But the most important question is, of course, choosing the lead, choosing who will play the great Knight Commander. We had the right Barney over it, breaking out lances as much as shove a rolling pin, and set back sketches, but we couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you can help us. We have two combatants that are most suited for the role. One will honor your Canavary, the heroism upstage. I'm to be played by a gnome, a Colossus actor. Don't you have any other actors who? I'm to be played by a gnome. Not a gnome, two gnomes. That does sound funny. Alright. I want to be played by the gnomes. Wonderful. Sorry we took away the important things for the heroes. Like, it makes sense that he's like the... Although he's a big fella, isn't he?
Let's head out.
Wow, look at this encampment. It's so cool. And this is all ours now. It's an honor as well. I'm wondering if I was a demon, would I be leading a demon horde or something? Like, it seems a bit... Indeed, legends. Let's go into tents. this? Cool. Ooh. What's this? Oh. God, I thought you didn't want to join. Why are you here? Ah, there you are, my dashing troublemaker, you. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end very soon. You will depart on your crusade where you'll scrape by horrible rations and struggle valiantly to asleep amidst the snoring soldiers, be rudely awakened by freezing cold, and have to look upon our dour faces of self-righteous prigs before you finally perish in the maw of the demon. I have a journey ahead of me too. I have reunited a sailboat in the south. I have hired an excellent chef and a host of two. You know, I'm generally sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I cannot switch to my venom gland on a whim, you see. But you intrigue me. If only I could have spent a little more time together. But of course, under those conditions, let me, the Crusade and the demons have each other. With any luck, I'll be blunt. You don't intrigue me. Not in any word you obviously had in mind, but you were a valuable companion. You could have stayed in my party. I know if you stayed, you'd intrigue me too. If you feel you don't belong here, go. I'd like to see you again someday in the future to get to know you better. You threw a banquet and celebrating our victory, Brennan. What do you say? Intrigue me? Not in any obvious way had in mind. But you are a valuable companion. Yeah, I think this is better. Victory in dozen. Your optimism is charming. Well, should you prove lucky enough to survive by the miracle, come find me, perhaps. I shall even remember you. No promises, though. In any case, I intend to wait until the army departs. I do love a good send-off, especially when it is I who is staying and someone who else is heading off to meet a dreary and hopeless end. Sometimes it does not one's good to remain unfairness of life. And well, then farewell, Commander. I assume I shall be most precious memory in my disgusting and exhausting road to the pointless slaughter of battle. Or is it not the pointless memory then, unless it was?
Something here.
Oh. Oh dear. So picture this, my sword is by the fire and there's 2 goblins about to snatch it and there are 3 more digging through my tent. And then I sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about a mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but not so bad in mail. Once you get used to it, Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. So what did you do next? What did I do next? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know. So they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword, and they spot me. So I jumped over to the fire, wearing nothing but my mail shirt, and grab my sword, and I yell in the big voice, Oi, Inheritor, grant me the power to clash these filthy creatures. My sword shining, the goblins are screaming. I jumped in, attacking them, and they fought back. I fought them off somehow, but ever since I never take a step without my weapon. That's some story. Hey, stop gulping. Leave us some. Stop gulping. Leave us some. We only just set off and you're already drinking, and with Queen in the camp, stop this at once. Right you are, Commander Turner. We are but drinking for the Queen's health. Commander, you are sure this is the right way to train soldiers? Never mind, it's your business.
Let us bide our time.
They deserve some peace and quiet. Let them be. This is a read episode, it looks like. Read this, read this, read this. Oh, I wish there was voice lined a little bit.
I shall not fail.
We outfitted this tent to be used as our Sabapal. Even the less previous commanders will come here to say their prayers when the final battle. Oh, it's Citadel? Citadel? Oh, it's like different altars, different gods.
I'm gone.
Failed it. Alright, let's go. Right, have I been in there? Been in there, been in there. Wait, who's that up there? Yuck. Alright, let's go in. Oh, it's my commander chest. Nice. We better talk to the Queen.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation. A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy.
Right.
Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik. One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Hopefully you're a lot nicer than your friend who ended up turning to be a right bumhole.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Okie dokie.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing
Hey!
here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
I like you.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Of course.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
Oh.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance. and I am willing to stake everything on it.
Oh, God. No pressure.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. Of course, I shall answer. That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
It was a tough choice, but I understand. Yeah, she did it.
Thank you for your support. The longer you live, the more things you do, and the more criticism you endure. Today, many blame me for all manner of reasons, and few try to understand my actions. Your words warm my soul.
Like, the thing is that she spared him, but, like, he can do a lot more good if he actually didn't defect again. Like, that's her punishment then. And it's something that she now has to deal with again, but no more second chances. What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you.
Okay.
But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
It's been decades and no one has managed to retake the city. What do you think is the difference?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris.
Indeed.
We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess. Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
Okay.
The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep
Iz?
in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss. Wonderful.
God, that's scary. Did you know the souls of the angels of heaven contain?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first wardstone in Canopus, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
I think you have to question it to an
Nevertheless,
extent.
I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the wardstone in Canopus and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a knight commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Okay. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves of Canopus, a vision that I saw. And somehow he was granted the ability of the heavens light.
Lariel. I knew him.
Oh.
He disappeared shortly before the World Wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel, even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past.
Wow.
It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again? I thought this relic was destroyed many years ago.
Oh, wow.
How strange it is to see it whole again. At one time, it gave me hope. I am pleased that this object will serve the Crusade once more. I was young, and did not fully understand the magnitude of the duty that had been entrusted to me. Iomede gave me hope and strength to see me through the trials ahead, and in so doing, she won my everlasting loyalty. Always. No matter how arduous, no matter how dark the skies, no matter how much blood flows from my wounds, I shall stand with you. We shall fight for our loved ones and our friends, for the right to live and die free. We shall do everything we possibly can, and after that, we shall begin to do the impossible. And if the hour should come when our arms can no longer raise our swords, our bodies will become a shield to cover those who still have strength to fight. I, Galfrey, Queen of Mendev, swear this to you. This is my vow. I would proudly declare that to be true, and say that even Aurilu Vorlesh could not kill me on her first attempt. But to do so would be boasting, I was protected by my goddess. However, I was glad to see that, no matter how great the betrayer of humanity's power, it is nothing as compared to Iomede's might. Let the Covenant's restoration into my hands be a good omen for this war. I thank you. I shall ask the priests to offer prayers for you, that Iomede may send you strength and fortitude in the coming battles. Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander? What is this I hear? A polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign? I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the Crusade.
Yay!
But on my own terms.
Oh, okay.
First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Cool.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Nope. Perfect.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Oh?
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
Count?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
Oh, I'm going to run away. No, you're not. Stay in here. Whoa! I like this girl. Gallifrey.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
A rather fabulous gesture. That's a great idea. What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I can imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him the chance to serve a common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander. I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease.
Ha!
So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I've even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the Crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
I love how vicious she's being. She's like, oh, and if you think you were trying to sneak out, I've already told everybody. So if you leave, you'll be disgraced.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
I love it.
Then let's get going. May Ayomide help us.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's like, nah, you're staying here. Okay, so we can rest, but we're not going to because we've already had a long rest. So tell me straight, how'd that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard rumours, of course, that's kind of my job, you know. Sorry, you've got no idea, a cables the commander say. Some say Ayomide came and you approached your herald. Others say that you died, and honest to God's angel is now leading the deceased as you. And still others say it was just an explosion of the alchemist lab and I'm the one spreading rumours about your powers. I wish. But, you know, you really have changed since the garrison. It's hard to describe. You're kind of more charismatic. More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Danessa, I hope you'll be dangerous to the enemies and not to us or to yourself. Okay. Alright, everybody. And that is it for now.
The road awaits.
We are Commander of the 5th Crusade! And we will charge into the enemy lines and make them think, wow, I should have stayed in the abyss! Take care! Cheerio!